Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Wrestling Experience. My name is Earl Cole, and tonight is Thursday night, and you know what that means. It's time for you to get into this ring. It's time for you to get on this mothership. You've landed on that mothership. It's time for the Wrestling Experience. Oh, it's going to be a great night of talking wrestling. Oh, yes. This is our final wrestling experience as we go on the Thanksgiving holiday hiatus. But we're going to go out with a bang. We're going to go out with a bang here tonight on the wrestling experience. Um, yeah, we will. Yes, we will. And uh, we're like I said, we're going to talk about Dynamite. We're going to talk about that. My guest is supposed to be here. I hope he'll be here very soon. But until then, we're going to talk about Dynamite. We're going to talk about Dynamite and everything else in between. Plus, we got some wrestling news for you and everything else. So grab a snack and grab and come on back because it's the wrestling experience. And remember,
Acknowledge me!
yeah.
I was built to last when the webs are weaving. I could change the past with all I'm achieving. Got my foot on the gas, never stop competing. If you break my glass, then this life's gonna end.
I wanna be the best in the game, invest in my name. Check no restraints, I'm obsessed with the pain. I ingest, I retain, assess and I change. Possessed by the thought I'll be free one day from society's restraints. Money, clout and fame, mud, disease, a plague. We all love to hate, have to play the game, have to make a name. All our insecurities are on display. This is war with the enemy, think that it was meant to be. Living in a time where disease is on every screen. I won't let them fester me, I know most are festering. Negativity is a plague for the mentally weak. No mercy, all I got is working. Never stop searching, never quite so thirsty. I'm toxic and psychotic, but there's logic, you can't stop it. It's been chronic since I was a boy, so neurotic and chaotic. Built to last with the webs I'm weaving. I could change the past with all I'm achieving. Got my foot on gas, never stop competing. If you break like glass, then this life's gonna eat 'em. Make mistakes real fast, then you learn how to beat 'em. If you take off the cast, you can see all the healing. If the pain's in the past, move on from the grave and put your foot on the gas. No, never stop competing, yeah. I've been doing this, I'm on it. I just wanna be iconic. Sipping on a gin and tonic, got me going off when I'm on this topic, yeah. If I ever play, I want it. You know that I'm always honest. Stay away from those who are toxic. Keep them out your face, no way, you don't want it, yeah. Don't try to drain my energy. The enemy is everything. It's mentally, unhealthily, spreading like a rare disease. But I won't let it get to me. I don't need your therapy. I can leave a legacy of leading by intensity. Come on, we can fight this. Freedom is priceless. Spread just like a virus. Living in a crisis. Do you feel courageous? Do you seek greatness? Trust me.
All right, welcome back to the Wrestling Experience. And hello, everyone. It's Thursday night, and like I said, this is the final Wrestling Experience. We're going on a Thanksgiving hiatus. Now, the Wrestling Experience will be back in full effect on Thursday night, December 5. Thursday night, December 5. We're coming back with the Wrestling Experience on December the 5th. And yeah, we're going to take 2 weeks off for the Thanksgiving holiday. We hope that you all will join us when we return with the Wrestling Experience on Thursday, December the 5. So, like I said, my guest Vincent was supposed to be here. I have messaged him all week long, and he said he was going to be here, but he hasn't materialized. So I'm not sure if he's going to show up tonight or not, but I'm here for you, and we're going to talk about Dynamite in the meantime. Dynamite took place last night at Bridgeport, Connecticut, to the worst audience ever in AEW history. The crowd was dead. The attendance was dead. And Tony Khan, again, is not addressing none of these issues. So, like I said to you all, I said before, I say it again. If Tony Khan doesn't care, then neither should you. Neither should you. You shouldn't care about his attendance. You shouldn't care about his storylines because Tony Khan doesn't care. He wants to make money hand over foot. But if you want to make money hand over foot, you got to take care of the product. And the product right now is damaged. After, and I agree with Sarah, and shout out to Sarah. Her and Denise tonight will bring you a short version of the Queens of the Ring at 9 o'clock on the Hardcore Sports Network and Stream Punk. So I hope you're going to check that out. They'll be on the air at 9 o'clock tonight. Her and Denise. Shout out to her and Denise. And yeah. So last night, Sarah and I were talking about the storylines have to improve here. The attendance needs to improve. Tony Khan needs to turn these things around. If he wants a streaming deal, if he wants endorsement sponsorships, his storylines and attendance needs to turn around because last night was terrible. Another photo shown by an AEW defector, as I like to call them. And again, they showing you the empty arena, the small seats, the no seats. I mean, look, listen, guys. I'm going to tell you this much: some people and some fans in AEW are not happy with the product, and they are completely turned off. Now, again, like I said, like Sarah said last night, and I'll say it again, and I agree with her assessment. We're not bashing AEW. We're not bashing AEW. We want to see the company succeed. But in order for the company to succeed, you have to do better with the storylines. You got to do better with the attendance, and you got to do something to pull the audience back in. Because in the beginning, AEW was hot. They were giving you storylines that made sense. They were giving you pay-per-views that made your jaws drop on the floor. Now, now it's just very lackluster, and it is just going through the motions of getting the pay-per-view out and getting it done. And like I said last night, like I said, I'm not here to bash the company. I'm not doing that. I want them to succeed. But in order for you to succeed, you have to understand. You have to understand that we as fans are investors. And if we're investors, we have to make critical opinions of the product. So if we don't like something, then we have to speak on it. And speak on it we will. All right. Last night, let's just talk about the main event for a second. Swerve Strickland. Well, no, that wasn't the main event. FTR took on the House of Black. The match was fine. The match was all right for what it was. And the House of Black showed some good sportsmanship. Daniel Garcia again wants to mix it up with Jack Perry, and he will at Full Gear. He will at Full Gear. Trust me, he will. And so, so he will do that for sure. Moxley comes out again with these cryptic messages and all of this. So next week on Dynamite, we're gonna have Will Yuta taking on Orange Cassidy. And that's a warm up to what's going to happen next weekend at Full Gear. By the way, Full Gear is next Saturday night, November the 23rd. Next Saturday night, November the 23rd, we're going to have Full Gear. We're going to do Full Gear next Saturday night. I'll be on the air at 7:50 Eastern Time. And we hope you will join us on that telecast of Full Gear. If you join us at Full Gear next Saturday night, it's going to be an interesting pay-per-view to say none the least. All right, we've been on the air now 10 minutes. Please hit that like button. Please smash that like button. It's very important that you do. If you are chatting up, then you want to chat it up tonight, then hit that like button. Denver, Christopher Jackson, thank you so much for the thumbs up. Thank you so much for that. Um, like I said before, I'll say it again. If you if you watch AEW like I do, you know that some of the storylines don't make sense. And this thing with Marina Shafir, I have no idea what's going on with that. Moxley still hasn't explained why she's a part of the group, but she has been physically assaulting men all over the place. And nobody can touch her. Nobody can, not another man can touch her, but she can touch them. Very interesting in the booking. And Sarah told me something last night, which I find very shocking. She says that she read a report somewhere where Moxley is in full control of this storyline that he's going through with this thing. No, I don't think that's a good idea. I don't think it's a good idea. Moxley still hasn't kind of explained why this faction came together and why Marina Shafir is with this group. So that's a conundrum. That's a conundrum right there. All right. So now Moxley is in charge of this storyline. Oh boy. Ay, 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 ay. Um, I don't know what to say about this storyline. Bruce, how's it going tonight? Bruce, how's it going? I don't know what the story. Earl, I hope you had a great day. Yeah, I had a decent day, Bruce. Wasn't bad. Had a little drama, but it was all right. Um, Marina Shafir and Moxley. I don't know. I don't know. Earl, I'm good. Even though I had a bad cold and sore throat. Oh, Bruce, I hope you feel better. That sucks. Earl, what kind of drama are you? Kind of drama. Are you okay? Bruce, I'm okay. I can't discuss it on the air, Bruce. I can't discuss that on the air. But thank you so much, Bruce, for your thoughts on that. Um, yeah, so Marina Shafir, Marina Shafir, um, and Moxley. Again, I don't know. I don't know what their modus operandi is. I understand. And also, if you can do anything, please let me know, as I will do whatever I. Oh, that's sweet of you, Bruce. That is just that is just. Well, here's something you can do for me, Bruce, and here's something everyone can do. Why don't you join my online community? Why don't you join my online community? I belong to the YouTube Partner Program. Why don't you join my community? Yes, you can join my community and do super chats. You can join my online community. Yeah, send me super chat. Get stickers, all kinds of things in my community. Join my community online, and you'll be thoroughly entertained for your bottom dollar. I guarantee you, if you will. Earl, please say how do I do that? As I will do it as your number one. Oh, that is so greatly, Bruce. That is just so greatly. All you gotta do, Bruce, is go to my YouTube channel. Go to my YouTube channel and look up the program. Look up the program, and and all my online community stuff is there. Look it up. Go do the sub. Go sub to me. Sub to my channel. Join my community. Do the super chats. Whatever you want to do, you can do it on my online stuff. Thank you so much for your time and energy. Thank you so much. And ladies and gentlemen, don't forget, you can follow them on Twitch, Hardcore Sports. You can follow them on Instagram, Hardcore Sports. You can follow them on Facebook at Hardcore Sports. You can follow them on YouTube and make sure you subscribe to their YouTube channel. And make sure that you smash that like button. Smash that like button on my channel. Smash the button on the Hardcore Sports. And we hope that you get Thursday morning, Thursday afternoon, Thursday evening here at the Hardcore Sports Network. Yes. Yes, Bruce. Thank you so much for the sub. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, like I said before, if you want to sign up to my YouTube community, all you gotta do is hit that like button and sub to my channel. That's all you gotta sub to my channel. If you want to be part of my online community, sub to my channel. I greatly appreciate it. I'm up to 500 plus subscribers. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And again, like I said before, I'll say it again. So let's just go through Dynamite for a second. We talked about Moxley, we talked about Marina Shafir, we talked about the storyline. Let's just go through. Now, I'm going to just give you a brief synopsis of what happened last night. First of all, Swerve Strickland was confronted by Bobby Lashley. Bobby Lashley laid waste to Swerve Strickland and Prince Nana. Bobby Lashley is going to take on Swerve Strickland at the next pay-per-view offering from AEW known as Full Gear. Next Saturday night in Newark, New Jersey, Swerve Strickland and Bobby Lashley are going to mix it up. And like I said before, I'll say it again. I believe that now if you all think differently, that's fine. I'm not here to say Daniel Verita Sports, how's it going? I'm not here to say that you're right, am I wrong here? No. What I'm saying to you is that Swerve Strickland is not going to go over Bobby Lashley. If you think for 1 minute Bobby Lashley is going to lose his first night on an AEW paper, that's not happening. That to me is the most easiest prediction I could ever do at this point. And speaking of predictions, next Wednesday night, me and Sarah are going to give you the predictions for Full Gear. For Full Gear. We're going to give you match lists and everything else and give you the rundown of what's happening and who's in the card and what's on the card and what you're going to see on Saturday night. We're going to give you all of that plus Dynamite action next Wednesday night for Dynamite, and it's going to be a barn burner for sure. Yeah, it's going to be a barn burner. So now I don't know about Dynamite itself. Hold on 1 second. Sorry about that, folks. I got right in the middle of the show. I got a call. I got a call from Vincent, and he is on his way. It just needs a few minutes. So Vincent is going to be here. I got a video call. I do apologize for that. So, um, so we're going to talk about we're going to talk about um we're going to talk about full gear. Oh, I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought. I'm sorry. I got the video call and then I lost my train of thought. Um we're going to talk about full gear. So next Wednesday night, yeah, that's what I was going to talk about. So next Wednesday night, I do apologize. Next Wednesday night, we're going to have the full year predictions. So that's what me and Sarah are going to do at this point. All right. So let's talk about this. What's that? So Swerve Strickland was taking on Bobby Lashley next week, next Saturday night at Full Gear. All right. Moxley and of course Orange Cassidy will be mixing it up next Saturday night as well. This is again, like I said before, I'll say it again. This is going to be interesting, to say none the least. Because, because, because we are going to, this is going to be real interesting. I would like to see Orange Cassidy win the belt, but we know that that's not going to happen. Yeah, one belt I think should change hands. One title at Full Gear, Mercedes Moné. And I agree with Sarah. The belt needs to change hands. And good night, nurse. I hope it does. Chris Statlander is going to take on the one and the only, the CEO. She's been bust. I'm sorry. She's been bust since she's coming on Dynamite. So let's hope that happens. All right. So we talked about Moxley. We talked about the CEO. We're talking about. So like I said, Dynamite was all right for what it was. Me and Sir both gave it C's. We gave it a C, and that's the best thing that we could do at this point. Don't hate us for it. It's just that the show was a vast improvement from what we got. And my guest is here, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see. Let's just add Vincent to the score line.
Howdy,
Hey
howdy.
Vincent, how's it going?
I'm good. Sorry I'm late, man. I just got home from work. It's been a long day, brother.
Oh, okay. I could barely hear you.
Yeah, sorry about that. My phone isn't the best. I gotta get myself new headphones because they just crapped out on me the other day.
Oh, let me see.
Is this
Let me see
better?
what I can do here.
Is it better if
Audio.
I get closer to my phone a little bit?
Let me see. Maybe you could
All
turn
right.
the volume up a little bit.
Yeah. All right. Is this a little bit better?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. Sorry about that, man. I have to get myself new recording headphones and everything because the last ones I had just broke on me. My dog chewed them up, man.
Wow. So let me ask you a question. Let me ask you the
Shoot,
first
brother.
question. How did you get involved in independent wrestling? Like how did you get involved to be a referee and then how did you become a wrestler?
Well, I kind of grew up around the business. I went to my father's shows as a kid. So growing up around the business the way I did, it just kind of sparked in my mind like, hey, I could do this.
Right.
So my dad got me signed up at my first wrestling school in 2018. In March 2018, and I trained at NYWC in Deer Park, Long Island, New York.
That's cool.
I've also
And then
gotten
from go ahead, I'm sorry.
it's all right. And then from there I've also gotten training and worked for places such as Bree Combination Wrestling, Bronx Wrestling Federation, East Coast Professional Wrestling, so on and so forth.
Oh, okay. Do you mind turning off that music a little bit? Cause I am
Oh,
monetized. I
yeah, I don't got music in the playing in the background. That's my neighbor.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. I just don't want to get copyrighted. Anyway, um, so when you finished that training, did you become a referee right away?
Yes, I actually during my training they had me being a referee on shows and everything too. So it was more of a like learn as you go
Okay.
because they wanted me
All
to
right.
like part of training to be a wrestler referee is you got to work in front of a live audience so you can get a feel of how to read the crowd.
Right.
And a lot of the time, when you're training to be a wrestler, they start you out as a referee anyway, so it teaches you how to work in front of a crowd, ring presence, all of that.
Right. So
And it
how
also gives you a chance backstage when you're listening to the wrestlers put their spots together. It teaches you how to
right.
structure a match as well.
Oh, okay. So let me how long were you a referee before you transitioned into a wrestler?
4 years.
Wow. Okay. Okay. So now let
And then
me ask you
next,
something.
next year I'll be a wrestler for 3 because I
Oh,
have
okay.
next year will be my 7 year anniversary in this business in March.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I mean, I'm honestly so surprised that I'm about half almost a little over half a decade into the business already. Like time flies, man.
Yeah. So now let me ask you a question. What are the drawbacks in being into the independent wrestling? What are the drawbacks?
So drawbacks like pros and cons,
Yeah,
kind
like
of.
pros and cons. Yes.
Well, the pros of it, it it's fun. You get to work in front of a live audience. You get to basically do what you see on TV, but I mean, it is on a lower scale. But it's those independent shows that get you ready for when and if you do get noticed by the bigger shows.
Right.
It's gaining experience, it's gaining momentum, it's making a name for yourself, and it's just having a good time doing it, making others happy. Because those fans paid good money to pay a ticket for that show to see you work. So you got to give them the best every single time. The cons
Right.
of it, though, is just like with those big promotions, there is a lot of backstage politics.
Right.
There's to be promoters out there that are better than others, and there are going to be some promoters out there that are going to be, a little shady, uh, cut your pay and sometimes not even pay you at all. Uh,
Mm.
there have been times where I was promised one thing and got the opposite. I mean, it's how the business is, unfortunately.
So let me ask you that. Now, during the time that you were wrestling and that you were refereeing, did you ever get like a video put together for like other promotions? Did you send them out?
Yes, I do have wrestling clips. I have videos that are up on my YouTube channel of my matches, or some of them at least. My promos, my entrance music, all of that.
So have you sent them to like AEW or WWE or
I have. I'm still waiting to hear back from them. If I hear back from them at all, but hey, it doesn't hurt, to try.
Interesting. So when you were like when you were on camera, what sort of persona are you supposed to be? Are you supposed to be a heel or a baby face or what?
It really depends on what the promoter wants me to do. I've worked babyface, I've worked heel. Heel is my preference. I prefer working heel rather than babyface. Because for me, I feel like that's more being more authentic. I could be more authentic as a heel than I could as a babyface. Like, because the character that my persona, my gimmick, if you will, is like a New York style greaseball Italian mafia boss Guido is kind of like my whole shtick there.
Right. So
And
when you I'm
mostly
sorry, go
unless
ahead.
you're Tony, and mostly unless you're Tony D'Angelo in NXT, that persona usually works better as a heel.
Right.
I mean,
Right.
look at the FBI and ECW. They had basically the same gimmick,
Right.
and for the most part, they were heel.
Right. Because here's the thing: when you're a heel, everybody goes against the heel. They want to see the heel get the crap beat out of him. Because
Yep.
that's the audience. Mm.
I mean, there are times where the bad guy does win, though, and that's what's great about professional wrestling. Is it's
Right.
not like the movies you see on TV or the TV shows that you watch, where the bad guy always gets his ass beat at the end. No, 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 no. In professional wrestling, the bad guy does get the win sometimes. It's 50-50 chance.
Right. Well, you know
And that's
something I always
and I think that's the beauty of it because you never know what's gonna happen. I mean, sometimes it can be predictable, yes. However,
yeah.
like with WWE, I mean, it can be very predictable sometimes. Like we all know, say right now, that they're going to have Bloodline versus Bloodline in War Games at Survivor Series. That's a given. That's what they're gearing towards right now.
Right.
It's predictable, but do we know who's going to win that yet? No, we don't. But we can make our assumptions,
Right.
and that's what's great about pro wrestling is you can assume all you want, but until the match is ended, you don't know who's going to win.
No, you're right because it could swing either way. The pendulum could swing either way with some matches.
Yeah, and now for the most part, yes, the heel does get his ass beat. It's what uh that's what we call giving the babyface their shine, letting them beat our ass, whether that be in the beginning of
Right.
the match or later on in the match. Because some matches start off with the heat spot where the heel is just beating the hell out of the babyface, and then the babyface makes a comeback and goes into their shine. Every match is
Right.
structured differently, and it all depends on what kind
Right.
of story you're trying to tell. Because that's really what professional wrestling is. We are telling a story with our bodies. We are working together to put together a match that the fans will enjoy and tell a meaningful story that people will remember in years to come. Like, for example, everybody remembers every single match between Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart. Why? Because they put on phenomenal stories in the ring. Look at the Iron Man match they had at WrestleMania 12.
Right. Well, you know something. Here's the thing. Let me ask you another question, because I know bumps are real. I know bumps are real. You guys take these. I call matches myself. I watch these wrestling matches and I call them myself. And I know that the bumps are real. So let me ask you something. In the years that you've been an independent wrestler and you've been a referee, how many times have you been on put on the shelf?
I've had quite a few injuries. Most of them have been concussions. So I gotta kind of watch that because too many concussions and I can get CTE like Chris Benoit did. Don't
Right.
want. But yeah, injuries
Wow.
are definitely real. I've dislocated my elbow, dislocated my shoulder. I've broken some bones, torn some
Wow.
muscles, and it does take its toll. Some of it requires surgery, not all of it. Sometimes it just requires a cast or like a brace or physical therapy. Let it heal on its
Right.
own. Every injury is different. However, yes, I have been put on the shelf quite a few times.
Wow. And let me ask you something. Do you get recognized like after a show, like after you've done a wrestling show? Do the fans come up to you and like, oh, that was great work, or does the fans like, oh, I can't stand you, or what are the feedback that you get from the fans?
When I'm around fans, whether it be out in public or whether it be like during intermission after the show, like I will try to stay in character as much as possible, whether I'm babyface or whether I'm heel. If I'm babyface, I'll be really cool. But if they know me in an area where I'm known for working heel, I'll be kind of like MJF.
Right,
I can MJF so much because he is constantly staying in character. Now, if you know him on a personal level, he's guy to be around. If you are a
right,
fan and he's working heel, he will be an absolute douchebag, and that's what I absolutely love about him. He will still give you autographs and he'll still do what he needs to do, but he will still be that heel that everybody loves to hate.
right,
And that's the thing about this business is you don't really see that much anymore because, like, as people already know, kayfabe is dead. Kayfabe died when the Click did their big hug in the steel cage in Madison Square Garden. But for some of those, like the Undertaker and MJF, try to still bring that realism to it.
right,
And I pride myself on being the same way. Like, if I'm a good guy, I'll be the nicest guy you've ever met. If I'm working heel, I will stay in character and be, I'll still sign autographs, I'll still do what I got to do, but I'll still be in character at the same time.
right.
But to answer your question, yes, I do get recognized from time to time.
Okay, so let me ask you something. What was the worst place you ever wrestled?
Who? As a babyface or as a heel?
Both.
I would say probably a small town called Pecan Gap, Texas, right outside of 20 minutes from Paris, Texas.
Okay.
Just because the size of the venue and the size of the locker room, it was not very accommodating.
Hmm.
Like the size of the locker room, I kid you not, was just slightly bigger than the size of an average broom closet.
Oh shoot. Oh my God.
Yeah, it was a very, very small locker room.
Wow. That's gotta. So then, how did you dress with other people in the room? Like how did that work?
We tried to make as much space as possible. A lot of the time, we would dress like around the ring and stuff like that before the show, before we opened doors.
Hmm. Wow.
Once
Yeah.
everyone was dressed and everything, because like, but it was just very tight and claustrophobic, kind of.
Wow. Well, I guess that's what you call paying your dues. That's what they call it.
That it is, my brother. Because like, there are gonna be times where you're working in a great venue where the locker room's a good size, can fit everybody. And there are gonna be times where you're gonna be working in a really small locker room, in a really small venue, in a really small town, and you're just gonna have to do with it. Happens to everyone.
So
Can
what was that? I'm sorry.
I was gonna say, could you hear me? Because like I don't know if you got all that.
Well, yeah, you were frozen a little bit, but that's okay. I got what you're. I understand what you're saying. So um, so when you go into the ring and you're sitting there and you're looking at your opponent, what's the first thing that comes to mind when you're in the match?
Hopefully, I don't forget any of our spots.
Okay.
But if we do end up forgetting something, we could just call something on the fly. That's how it is
Right.
sometimes, you know? Because everybody forgets sometimes. You can't remember everything, especially if
Right.
you're working a long match. Like the match I got coming up in December for Texas Independent Pro Wrestling, TIPW, we're
Right.
running a Toys for Tots. It's a charity event
Okay.
on December 21st in the Finnan County Multiplex and Fairgrounds.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not gonna give too much detail because I don't want to spoil the surprise. But I'm working heel. My opponent is Two Sun Dunn. He's working babyface, and our match was given a 20-minute time limit. If we do choose to use the full 20 minutes, great. We can make it. We can make it 10 minutes. We can make it 15 minutes. We can make it 20 minutes if we want. We can, like, as long as we don't go over 20 minutes, we're good. But we do have a lot planned so far, and it's going to be a great story. I can tell you that.
Wow. Now, let me ask you something. Does the two of you have legit beef with one another, and would the chemistry be good?
Oh, the chemistry is definitely going to be good. Now, do we have legitimate beef or not? I'll let the fans decide that with how we put our match together because I don't want to break kayfabe too much. You know,
Right, 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 right.
gotta leave something to the imagination.
Okay, okay. I got it. I got it. Okay, so now let me ask you a
Now,
question.
if
Is
you want to ask me that same question when we're off the air, I'll be happy to tell you. But
right,
as far as the fans listening, I don't want to leave too much information out on the table. Got to leave something for the imagination, you know, brother.
right? No, no, I get it. I get it. It's almost like like peekaboo.
Woo! Like,
No, right, right,
but but
exactly.
if
But
my buddy Tucson Dunn is watching this, I'm coming for you December 21st. You're not gonna have a chance, son.
ah, I love it. Um, so let me ask you something. The match that you have coming up, is this a regular wrestling match or is it hardcore? What any stipulations? What is it?
We haven't been given a stipulation as of yet. For right now, we are working it as if it's just a regular one-on-one match.
Okay.
However, I will say the shenanigans. There will be some underhanded tactics.
Well,
I'm not going to say what or what. I'm not gonna say what or when, but there
right.
will be some underhanded tactics
By you?
by me, by him. Again, just leaving it all out there. You know, gotta leave something for the imagination.
Right.
If you want to find out,
Um,
you're just gonna have to watch the match when it's out on YouTube, or better yet, be there at the show.
right. Well, definitely send me the link. I'll definitely watch the match. That's for sure. Um,
Will do, brother.
yeah. So let me ask you another question. Um, Logan James, how you doing? Okay, Logan, thank you. So let me ask you another question. When you wrestle, do you like wrestling one on one? Do you like tag team? What do you like? What's your style?
My style is whatever the promoter needs me to do, and as long as I get paid.
Okay, that's a good answer. That's a good answer. Because I
Honestly,
know that there.
I mean, I know people have their preferences and everything, so that is a very good question. Me, I don't have a preference as long as I'm out there doing my thing in the ring, doing what I love, getting paid to do it. I'll do anything the promoter needs me to do. Work babyface, work heel, work a tag match, work no disqualification, work one on one. It could be anything. As long as I'm getting paid to do it, and as long as I'm having a good time doing it, as long as doing what I need to get the fans to react, it's all good. You know, it's
Right.
all good work.
That's good. I like that answer. I like that answer because I know a lot of people they prefer. I know that some people like prefer working with a one-on-one match with the person
And that's
across
because
the
it's
ring
easier.
from them
That's because it's
versus them
easier.
going into a tag team match because they think it's going to ruin their reputation or their wrestling, which I don't agree with. But
Honestly, like I feel like a lot of people think that because it's a lot more you have to prepare for. It's easier to call a one-on-one match with one opponent than it is to call a match with multiple opponents or with multiple people involved because it takes a lot more effort from all parties to be able to put that match together. So I completely understand that. However, professional enough, you'll be able to do it. No questions asked.
right, so so yeah, I like that. I like that answer a lot. I like that. So let me ask you another question. What is the best place you ever wrestled?
Hmm. Probably in the high school gym of White Wright High School in White Wright, Texas.
Okay.
Room, great people. TIPW, the same company I'm working for in December. Uh, yeah, I mean, I love everybody there. They're all like family to me. Um, and we all work really well together. We put together a really good show. Collaborative effort too. Like it's not just what the promoter wants because the promoter can like, hey, what would you like to do? Do you like this? Do you like this? Do you have any ideas? Like it's a very, very laid back kind of feel.
Right. So now let me ask you another question. Um, when you perform in the ring, did you ever have like if you were, let's say you were a heel, did you ever have like the audience wanted to jump the barricade and get into the ring and beat the snot out of you? You ever had that?
Yep, when I was working in that Pagan Gap place that I was telling you about, I let's just say I said some things on a microphone that they didn't really like. I was working as a heel at
Well,
the time. I cut a promo in the ring, and the fans were happy to see me get my ass beat, but they wanted to beat my ass. They were throwing like full bottles at my head and like all of
oh
that. Like it,
jeez. Oh no, that's terrible.
yeah. If you're ever in Texas and you're a wrestler and you want some good heat, like Territories days kind of heat, talk shit about their sports teams. They hate it.
Right, right.
Yeah, because I was in the
I,
ring, I was cutting a promo, and a fan said Yankees suck, and I fired back with, "Oh really? And how many World Series have they won compared to the Texas Rangers?"
ooh.
And then I followed that up with, and don't even get me started on the Cowboys. Next time they'll even make it halfway through the playoffs is probably another 20 years from now.
Oh wow. 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 Yeah, I could see you wanted I could see them wanting to beat the snot out of you.
Yeah, I
Whoops.
also called them a bunch. I also called them a bunch of dumb rednecks, and yep.
Yeah. I've heard that before. When I used to go to Madison, when I every time I go to Madison Square Garden, and they have the heel come out in the WWE, they always used to call the New Yorkers trash and all that kind of stuff, and the New York audience just absolutely roast the crap out of the heel because they just want to see him get his upcomings in the most worst way. Um,
Yeah, like
so
a great example of that is Survivor Series in 2002. I don't know if you remember that one or not. But when Christopher Nowinski and Matt Hardy had that segment, and then Scott Steiner came out and beat the snot out of both of them,
oh yeah,
that's a good example for that.
yeah. Well, that's that's what happens. That is what happens when you are a heel. So now let me ask you a question. Let me ask you another question. Um, do you only wrestle in Texas, or do you go like to another state like New York or Pennsylvania or
I am open to travel bookings. In fact, I want more travel bookings. So any promoters out there that want to book me and you're not in Texas, feel free to message me. I am able to travel. I'm willing to travel, and yeah, I would love to travel more. I mean, honestly, the more I can travel, the more I can make a name for myself, the better.
interesting? I like that. I like that a whole lot. Um, all right. So, if okay, let me ask you a question. If you get a call back from WWE and you get into Triple H's office and Triple H says, I saw your body of work, but I would prefer you being an official versus a wrestler. What would you say to him?
Honestly, as long as it's a good paycheck every month, I'll take it. Like, I mind being an official. I would rather wrestle, yes. However, I do have enough experience as a referee to be able to go back to doing that. I would not be opposed.
Okay. Okay. And you wouldn't mind either brand to be official, SmackDown or Raw.
SmackDown, Raw, NXT, whatever they need, I'll do it.
Okay. All right. All right. That's a good question. Well, this has been very enlightening. This has been very enlightening to me. I love this. You are watching the Wrestling Experience, everyone. My name is Earl Cole, and that is Vincent. And I'm talking to Vincent, and he's part of the internet world. He's also part of the independent scene and everything. Let me ask you something. How can people get a hold of you on social media? Please tell the audience.
Well, on Facebook, you can friend me or follow me at Vincent Cantoni, spelled the way it is right there on my little heading right there.
Right.
On Instagram, I am at Vincent underscore Cantoni underscore wrestling. And on X, formerly known as Twitter, I am at Vin Cantoni. And also check out my YouTube channel, Vincent Cantoni Wrestling.
Okay. Um, One more question I have for you. And when you go to a venue and you get to the venue, what's the first thing you do when you walk through the doors? Do you meet the promoter or do you sit down with the other wrestlers and discuss what's happening tonight? What's the first thing you do?
The first thing I do is go over to the promoter, shake his hand, leave my gear in the locker room, and help the boys set up the ring.
Okay. All right. And you
Because
set up the
we
ring
can't run a
too.
show. Yeah, we can't run a show without the ring. So everybody works together as a team to set it up, and then we get to talking about our matches.
Okay.
And
And
we
and
also
how
just hang
many
out in the back.
I'm sorry, what was that?
we also we go talk to the promoter, shake his hand, all work together to set up the ring, shake everybody's hand, hang out with everybody, and then once we had the locker room meeting, we start talking about our matches once we know the lineup.
Okay. And let me ask you another question. Okay, so you set up the ring and you go backstage. How many matches are you doing per night? Are you doing two night? Are you just doing one or what?
Honestly, that really depends because sometimes there will be people that can't make it. They call out, people no show. It happens. So sometimes some matches got to be scrapped, and another one has to be thrown together on the fly. Like the show that I did October 19th, people no showed, people called out, and I ended up having to work two matches that night, both
Double
of
the
which are
check,
on my
right?
YouTube channel. Yep. Yeah. Both those matches are on my YouTube channel as well. I think I sent them to you, but I'm not sure.
I'm definitely gonna check it out because I, 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 I love me. I love supporting independent wrestling. I think that you guys are up and coming, and I think that some of you all work very hard at your craft and what you do, and you're trying to get noticed. And but then there are some people that are just not into it. They're just being lazy, and they're not promoting themselves and
Or the show that they
it
work
all
on, because some people, yeah, and those same people that are lazy with it don't promote themselves, don't promote the shows that they're working on. They treat it like a hobby instead of a business. I have no respect for that, because to me, this is a lifestyle, and more than that, it is a business first.
right.
Like if you're not in it to make money, there's the door.
Yep. Yep. I
Like
like that answer.
I don't know about
I like
anybody
that.
else, but I'm in this business one because I have a passion for it, and two to make money.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, even not just for me, I have a family I got to support, so the money helps. Like
That's
that's
true.
why I set up a an online store on the on Bonfire. I have my own merchandise online store set up,
Yeah,
which the link to that will be the link to my online merchandise store is also up on my Facebook wall.
okay. That's cool. So
I have T-shirts, mugs, tote bags, hats.
now now let me ask you a question. On your online store, do you have some autograph stuff that people if people want your autograph, they can get it through the store?
Yes, the that is available. I can autograph it. If they tell me what order they are, uh, and when it's supposed to be shipped out, before it gets shipped out, I can autograph it for them. If I do not get to
Okay.
it, they can send it to me through the mail, home address, and I will autograph it and send it right back. No extra charge.
Okay. Okay. That's cool. Um so that's gonna do it, everyone, for the wrestling experience. That's gonna do it. I want to thank Vince so much for coming on. Vincent, thank you so much for your time and energy.
Anytime, I would love to come back if you'll have me.
Oh, absolutely. I did this was great. This was great. I learned a lot tonight. Learning from you, I learned a lot.
And absolutely,
And that is good.
and since
So
it's
go ahead. I'm
and
sorry.
since it seems like it's all right, I apologize. And since it seems like we are doing this live, the next time I'm on to take some questions from fans.
I didn't hear that. What was that?
Uh, since it seems like this is recorded live and everything, and that you're going live, on the next episode, I would love to also take questions. That'd be really cool, I think too, because I would love to know what the fans what the fans think.
Okay, well, we'll talk about that. Um, yeah, so everyone, that is going to do it for the wrestling experience. I want to thank you all so much for watching tonight. Vincent was a great host, was a great guest. The wrestling experience will be back on December the 5th after the Thanksgiving holiday. And Vincent, I hope you have a good Thanksgiving.
You too, my brother. Happy early Thanksgiving and happy holiday season to everybody.
Yes. And like I said, I'll be back again with the wrestling experience on December the 5th. But tomorrow night, I'm going to return to the airwaves just 24 hours from now when I present to you Mike Tyson and Paul. Mike Tyson and Paul will mix it up tomorrow night on Netflix, and I will be on the air at 7:50 Eastern Time if you keep it where it is. So thank you all so much for watching the wrestling experience. I had a lot of fun tonight with Vincent. Vincent, again, thank you so much for coming in. And
Anytime,
that's
my
going to
brother.
do it. Thank you. And that's going to do it for me. Thank you all so much for watching the wrestling experience. Until tomorrow night, I'm Earl Cole saying good night from all of us here at the Hardcore Sports.